Hello YouTube, this is the Renegade, and today I'm going to bring you a duplication glitch for Skyrim. So this duplication glitch is very simple. It doesn't require anything beyond what you want to duplicate and a follower. So for this video I'm going to be using Lydia as my follower, and I will be duplicating some gold ingots. So the first thing you want to do is drop all of the item that you want to duplicate. But you need to make sure that when you drop them, you're dropping them one at a time. So this can take a little while. As you can see, you have to individually select one for each drop. So I'm going to finish dropping these, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so as you can see, I have finished dropping all of my gold ingots. They will drop in a circle around you unless there's something in the way, for example this wall or your follower. So what you need to do is you just need to make sure that you drop them all one at a time, because if they drop as multiple, then they will only count as the one when your follower picks them up. So what you're going to do now is you're going to talk to your follower and tell them to do something. So what you're going to have them do is just have them pick up all of the item. So this can take a little while, but it doesn't take as long as dropping them in the first place. So what you want to do is make sure that you pick up all the items, because every item that your follower picks up will be one more item that will be duplicated. So just make sure that they're all picked up, don't leave any behind, because for every item that you leave behind, that's less item that you're going to have. So as you can see, Lydia's picking up all the items. Once you've done this, you can check your follower's inventory to make sure that they pick them all up. I started off with 78 gold and dropped all of them. So all 78 gold should be in Lydia's inventory. So as you can see, all 78 gold are right there. So what you want to do now is make sure that your housecarl stays in the area. So mine is obviously waiting here because I have currently got the option to say follow me. So that means she's going to wait right there until I come back and talk to her. So what you want to do now is leave the area. I chose Riften because that area, very few NPCs go in there, and it's close to the front gate. So just leave. Just a note, the mod that I'm using for my inventory, it looks different to what it normally would. That is a mod called SkyUI. It can be found on Skyrim Nexus or in the Steam Workshop. All it does is modifies the inventory menu so that it's slightly easier to use with keyboard and mouse. So once you've exited Riften, just turn around and go straight back in. Now sometimes when you get back into the city that you're using the dupe glitch for, it may lag because it is re-dropping all of the items that were picked up. So as you can see, I did experience a little bit of lag just then, but all of the gold is on the floor. So all of the gold is still there exactly where it was left. You can even see where Lydia was standing. What you want to do now is you want to talk to your follower and make sure that they still have the gold in their inventory. Now, this almost always happens. Personally, I've never lost any gold from this. And there it is. It's all still right there. So 78. And then what you want to do is, if you want to finish it there, you can pick up all the gold and then take it out of your follower's inventory. Or you can have your follower pick up all the gold again. So I'm going to have Lydia pick up the gold again, just for the sake of education and demonstration. So she's picking it all up. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your follower has to walk around at least once. Because if your follower moves, that makes it all the more likely to work. It will always work, it just depends on how effective it is. So sometimes you may duplicate every single item. Sometimes you may only duplicate some. That's the problem with duplicating single items. Sometimes it does not work. You will never lose items, but you may not duplicate them. So Lydia is picking up all of the gold. Almost got it all. And then when you check, she should have another 78 gold in her inventory to what she had before. So 78 plus 78 is 156. So when we check her inventory, Lydia should have 156 gold. Let's check. And as you can see, she has not quite got all of the gold. That's because sometimes you don't duplicate every item that you drop. Sometimes it may just be that you miss some, but others, it may be because the glitch is not 100% efficient. That's the problem with duplicating single items. Sometimes it will not work. Most of the time it will though. You will never lose more than a dozen or so items. So as you can see, Lydia now has more gold. I will leave and re-enter, and the gold will still be on the floor. So the link to the SkyUI mod, I will have links in the description, one for the Steam Workshop, the other for the Nexus Mod Manager and the Nexus website. I intend to make a video on exactly how to use both of those. They are both very simple and the mods are quite easy to run. I will advise though, you will need to check some mods for compatibility just to make sure that they aren't going to mess up any others. So we walk around and there's all the gold. So when you feel like you want to end it, you can just pick them all up yourself. And then once you do, you can take all the gold out of your follower's inventory. And you will have all of the gold. You will have more gold than you started with. And you can use whatever you used, and you can use it for whatever you want. So I now have the gold in my inventory, 61 gold, so less than there was before. It will always decrease. It won't decrease by much, but it will gradually decrease, so you may need to have your follower pick more up at some point. And then go into the follower's inventory. And all of the gold will still be there. So I started off with 78 gold, and I now have 210. That is almost 3 times as much gold as I started with, and I did it in exactly 3 goes. So this is useful for any item you want to duplicate. It can be used for small items, although if you're using small items, be careful, they're easy to lose. It works with armor and weapons, although not quite as effectively, and similarly for potions. I have tried duplicating the Yogma Infinium, the book that automatically levels up your skills. It doesn't work. If you have any of them in your inventory, they all get deleted as soon as you use the first one. But I'm sure there are other glitches around that. Okay, so that's all there is to this glitch. Every item that your follower picks up will be duplicated if you exit and re-enter the area, as long as your follower stayed in the area. So you can use those items for whatever you want. You can sell them, you can craft them, you can do anything. Thanks for watching, guys.